All right, so UPCDOWNC. We have Chris and Dale. Thank you very much for joining us. Much appreciated. But we also have someone else. Can you introduce this?
Do you want to do the honours? This is Annabelle, the mascot. We've had her for over 20 years now, I guess. Something like that. But she was called Annabelle before the film.
The shitty
good.
So,
yeah, because when you pulled that out, I was a bit like, this is weird. But at least you've got a mascot. Like some bands have absolutely nothing. So
yeah. She pops out every now and again whenever we do these types of things. So.
Very cool. Very cool.
She's been all around Europe with us.
Yep.
Nice. Did you get any signatures from people on her, or is that just like no one's allowed to touch her?
No one can touch her.
Good. Okay. All right. Very cool.
She generally sleeps in the van, stays there, stays safe.
Your watcher and protector of all your equipment. So, thank you very much for coming out. Much appreciated. We had a lot of fun today, and it was probably one of the loudest sessions we've had, but that's not a bad thing. That was really good, really cool. When you guys normally perform live, you said that you used to have a 5-piece. You've now got a 2-piece. How was that transition?
Basically, every time someone left, I kind of never felt like we could get someone else in, really, because it was
just all mates, weren't we? So it's kind of like, it felt weird to get someone new in.
Makes sense.
So then we would just find a way of working out how to do it, and then obviously it just ended up with just us two.
Okay.
I guess at some point one of us will go, and then it'll be one-man band or something. We'll have to see.
And that could be possible. I mean, if it was you, you'd be running around with even more pedals than you've got now.
Bass drum on my back.
And if it was you, you'd have to introduce some pedals. Yeah. Or you'd have like a Roland SPD or something like that. And you guys were talking earlier, you said you got about like 9 albums at the moment?
Yeah.
Nice.
So there's kind of 8 proper, and then there was one we did which is kind of like a synth horror soundtrack thing that we did as well, which is slightly different, so there's no guitars on it per se, but this will be the newest one. With the 2 songs that we did for this are going to be on our second as a 2-piece.
Okay.
So I think we did 2 as a 3-piece, I can't remember how many, 2 as a 5, and then so many as 4, 3 as a 3, I can't remember, but
okay.
Not to bore people with all that, but yeah, so this will be our second as a 2-piece, but number 10 actually, overall.
Wow.
And it'll be our 25th year next year as well. So
nice. Are you going to do like a big sort of like celebration gig for it?
Probably not.
No? Pretty nice. But
that's 25 years.
I think we've only just kind of realised that today, haven't we? So,
I think the last time we did one was...
Might be good to...
We did do one, didn't we? That was 10 years of one of the...
the first album.
Yeah, of the first album. But yeah, we haven't really thought about the whole... We're mainly concentrating on recording the new stuff actually at the moment, and then getting that out, and then hopefully writing some more stuff like that. So yeah. And
you were going to record with the same engineer as last time?
The same engineer. Pretty much all our albums have been done with Jim Riley, and this will be the first where he's got a new premises, which would be cool. But yeah, we really like the way we basically just set up, and it's kind of pretty much live, with obviously a few overdubs, especially now because I have to do the guitar and the bass. We do play bass on the recordings, but then obviously live is slightly different. But yeah, he's got a really good analog setup. He's got a load of cool stuff there, so he's got a really good sound. And he's kind of, I guess once you trust someone, why try someone else?
Know each other inside out now, so it's easy. We go in, both like we know what we're doing. He knows what we want, so.
It's the same as finding musicians as well. Like if you were to like start a new project, you'd be like, well, I have to find people I gel with, otherwise it's not going to work.
Yeah, exactly. That's probably why we've never got anyone else in, and
that makes sense.
It's probably helped keep us fresh as well. I mean, like we're doing it a long time, but every time someone does leave, we've had to kind of reinvent ourselves a little bit to like take that in. So not so much for me, but you especially now I've gone down to 2.
Yeah, it was it's kind of all right, because obviously if you're learning the guitar line, you're pretty much going to know the notes for the bass anyway. You just got to kind of figure something else out. But to be honest with you, with the recording, I try not to do something that's going to be too different to what we do live, because otherwise, it would be missed, if you see what I mean.
We're a live band.
Exactly. That's an easy mistake for musicians to make. I think they get a bit they get overwhelmed when they get into that studio environment. They just go, yes, we can have thousands of tracks. It's like
that kind of happened. The one time we did record, like using Pro Tools and stuff, it did get to the point where when you have all that, I can cut this bit out, I can chop this in, I can go there, I can do that, I can do that. Gets to the point where you're just like, I don't know, you kind of not necessarily lose where you are with it all, but it gets too much, I think, when you're just literally plugging in, bang, you're the band, whatever comes out of the speakers is what you get. And, you can do a few drop-ins and bits like, little kind of bits, but we often like to keep little mistakes in as well, because sometimes that's the human element, really, isn't it?
Yeah.
I think that's the thing with nowadays. Music's now supposed to sound too, I don't know, perfect.
Very polished.
And I kind of like things to sound a bit...
Yeah.
My favourite records are always the ones where you can hear, what's that? You can hear someone coughing during a guitar solo, or there's a mistake. And often they're like the happy little accidents where it's like, oh, that's cool. Where did you get that weird sound?
Yeah.
I think there's like, something. I was trying to teach somebody a guitar solo recently because I do guitar lessons, and there was a sound on it that the guy that was doing the lesson, he showed on there, he was like, you have to try and get this sound, which is like, the guy obviously, I think it was Slash or somebody, when he does it live, never has that sound, because I think he must have hit the note wrong, but it has this like harmonic to it, and he's like, you've got to do this to get this sound. It's like, he doesn't do it every time, so it's just a happy accident, but one of those things.
Yeah, perfection is imperfection.
Yeah, when we do record like in the studio, most of them are the first takes, really, aren't they? Yeah,
because we were saying as well, sometimes you do them so many times. It's like you get bored, and then you end up like zoning out. And it's like, I'm supposed to be concentrating to do a better version here, but now I've done it so many times, I kind of
lose the energy from it as well.
Yeah, plenty of breaks in studio time, even though it's very expensive time, as we were talking about earlier. But if you don't take breaks, like you said, your mind just gets shot very quickly. So, transitioning from a 5 to a 2-piece, how has that affected the songwriting?
I mean, it's kind of solely me, I guess, now, whereas the other guys might come up with, like when we had Gary on guitar, he would come up with some riffs, or Jimmy would come up with stuff. But it's easier in a sense, because obviously when I come to practice with something, the bass player's already learnt it because I'm doing it at the same time, and then it's just literally put some drums to this. It's not literally like, and then that's it. There'll be a bit of, maybe we should try this, or maybe that bit could be longer, or blah, blah, blah. But it kind of seems a bit easier, I guess, because it's, like I say, there's only two people. One's drumming, one's guitar. There's not much kind of room for that, but I guess that's about it with that.
And you are listening to me a bit more now as well. Now there's only 2 of us.
I have to.
When I'm suggesting things.
I can't ignore him anymore.
We do get ignored, us drummers, sometimes. They're just like, look, just hit stuff, just be quiet, just sit there and hit stuff. But, it's always an interesting asking people about their process for songwriting, because everyone has a different approach. Some bands are so literally just like, that's the one person that does the songwriting. We are told what to play. Others, it's all very, very shared. 2 people will write the lyrics together. Like the previous band I was in, I think there was 3 lyricists that sat and wrote the lyrics together, which was quite nice. You guys have been going for... How long was it? Was it
25 years next year?
25 years next year.
It's an easy one to remember because we formed on the Millennium Eve.
Oh wow, nice!
And it was just so we could get into this music club for free, because I think they'd made it £10 a ticket that night, and we were like, oh, should we just form a band and play so we can get in for free? And then we just literally made up a load of rubbish and noise, and we're still doing that pretty much now. So that was the main reason. So it's quite an ezy one to remember, yeah.
Well, sounding good from where I'm sat. If people wanted to find you guys, how would they find you?
We're live in Chatham.
Give us your postcode. No, don't do that.
Any
Please
club in Chatham, you'll be there. We're on the usual, Instagram, Facebook. We don't do TikTok because we're too old. Bandcamp, I think that's really it. Twitter or X or whatever it is. But again, I don't really... Because I'm kind of the guy that does and I'm not really into it, really. I feel like it's like a complete different job now, isn't it? Normally to be the social media guy, but and I don't really like doing
content.
it.
It's all about content.
Content.
Yeah,
You got to be on it. You got to know when to post, and all that jazz. So
it's a lot of work.
I've already done my post. There's some pictures up. So I've done my one post that's spread across the 3. But so yeah, mainly Bandcamp is the easiest thing now because obviously like we used to have a website, but you know that was back when websites were a thing. So I think Bandcamp's are easier now because obviously your merch is on there, your music's on there. We're on all the other things as well. I think Spotify and whatnot. So
nice.
And it's UPCDOWNC. The easiest way to do it.
Very nice, very cool. And last but not least, so last question we're going to ask, dead or alive, if you guys could work with any musician or you could be on the same bill as any band, who would it be?
Oh jeez.
No. Steve Albini's probably come straight into my head after.
Cool.
Yeah, that would be nice to record with.
Would have been, yeah, but
I think probably Steve Albini to record with would have been cool. Same bill. I don't know.
Should we just say Shellac?
Is
that just too
I don't know. It might be cool to have been on a bill with someone I don't like, so we could have blown them off stage, or maybe. I don't know. Yeah, maybe. Sonic Youth would have been quite cool back in the 90s and stuff because the experimental guitar kind of thing. We were obviously that's a big thing. Swans I really like because of their volume, but plus we're big kind of grunge Nirvana fans and stuff. But yeah, I don't know what band we'd play with. We'll just go with we would like to have worked with Steve Albini. I think would have been the dream kind of recording.
I think there's far too many bands to list.
Yeah,
it'd be all night.
It'd have been an entire festival, and then it would have been actually let's not play.
Well, maybe that could be.
We'll just go.
Maybe that could be your celebrations for next year. You could put on a little night.
Put more bands on and then push us off the bill so we can enjoy ourselves.
Just take a cup. All right, chaps. Well, thank you very much for coming down. Really appreciate it. You guys, I'm really looking forward to when your new music comes out. That's going to be a lot of fun. Are you likely to have a release date for it anytime soon, or
probably not? We kind of tend to self-release as well, so it all depends. So, say we've got recording booked, so that's coming up over the summer. Then we've got to write some more songs, record those, and then obviously it takes a long, boring road until it all gets to there. But hopefully next year. Yeah, it should be generally, it should be around some point next year, 2025.
Awesome. Nice one. In time for the 25th anniversary.
Yeah.
Awesome. All right, chaps. Thank you very much. Much appreciated. Catch you again soon.
Cheers. Thanks a lot.
See you later.